5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The superhero hub is number 1. Holla.
You're
I'm
a
Sam.
moron.
I'm Sam.
Ah, yeah, I'm Matt.
And today we're going to be reviewing
Supergirl.
the 17th episode of Supergirl entitled Distant Sun. What did you think?
It was alright. But, I mean, I'm still bugged by it. This episode has kind of underlined how lame Mon-El has become. Like, he's an interesting character in terms of how funny he is with his interaction with everyone, but he's just such a loser. He's literally domesticated. Standing around doing the cooking.
Well, that's the whole feminist thing.
I know, but
They've done it on purpose to make a feminist statement that
it's just so heavy-handed, though.
that a man should be a woman and a woman should be a man, and if not, you're bigoted and small-minded. So, well, it is.
Well, not at all. I don't need the show to become the Mon-El show. I don't want him being the hero, but I do want him doing something.
Well,
the sister goes out and does cool stuff. She fights people. Why can't Mon-El just punch someone?
yeah, because she's a woman.
He's Superman. He's a lame version of Superman who does nothing.
Yeah, but
Even his dad. Now I know where Mon-El gets it from, because his dad was lame as well.
well,
Bloody Hercules just got killed by Lois Lane. What's going on in the world?
well. So this kind of episode started off, as my good friend said, where Mon-El was in the kitchen where a man should be, apparently.
Indeed.
So he's cooking stuff. She gets gassed over the bacon. They overcook that so bad. Not the bacon, I mean, they hammed up the line. No pun intended. They hammed up the line, because I'm just, oh, bacon! And I was like, come on, knock it off. It's not cool to get gassed over bacon anymore. That was so 6 months ago. So yeah, she goes in there going crazy. Then he makes a joke about you can learn more from books than YouTube. So they're mugging off the internet. And then there's alert, there's a alien on the loose who was pretty cool. I think they spent some money on the effects. My gripe was, right, so she's smacked around a bit, even though she's the girl of steel and she doesn't bend or break.
Oh.
So she's getting roughed up by him, and then she like whacks her hand on him when he heat visions, and it's like, why didn't the alien just like stop heat visioning? It's like she put his hand, it heat visioned, it started burning his head obviously, and he just carried on for about another 30 seconds heat visioning. It's like, why wouldn't he stop? Obviously you'd stop.
But it only goes so far, I think.
But he like
for about that, and then you got to wrap the scene up.
He'll blast himself until he passes out or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, just stop and let her one bomb him. I mean, they did a bit of like super speed, in which we don't normally see. We had a bit of that going on, and then like basically, I mean, the premise of the episode was good. It's like there's a bounty out on Supergirl, so all like the bounty hunters from all the galaxy are turning up and stuff like that. I was kind of hoping there'd be a reference to Lobo or something like that, but I think I was reaching there.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Kevin Smith directed the episode, so I was kind of hoping there were going to be like a lot of thing and stuff like that.
Kevin Smith directing the episode isn't going to affect the episode.
Yeah, but he's way into comic books, so.
But he didn't write the episode.
Well, there was a reference to one of his films in there, because when Maggie and Finn came out, and there was a little sign saying yoga hoses or whatever, that's like one of his films. Right, so we put that in.
They're not going to throw in Lobo. They can do that, and it won't mean anything. Bringing Lobo up means people are going to respect Lobo, and they don't want to do that. No. And I did like that they addressed the fact that she had to go into hiding, and it wasn't her idea, but it's to protect other people. Because when she was spouting on about, I must fight him, then I'm thinking, yeah, but what about the people in the street that happened in that fight? You know, kind of the Man of Steel thing. So I like that, but of course that didn't last very long.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like the psychic guy. I mean, yeah, he's psychic, but he just manages to like find a home apartment, like straight away. It's like, I mean, if bounty hunters weren't so greedy, and if he told everyone, look, this is where she lives, then she would have been screwed.
At first, I was thinking, like, how did he know Mon-El had superhuman strength? when he took over, but then thinking if he was hired by the mother, then I guess she could have told him. So
Yeah, the head effects were cool, and I'm still confused whether if Mon-El could fly, because he kind of he whatevered her, speared her, and then they went out the window, and it looked as though he was kind of like projecting. You know what I mean? It looked as though he was like flying,
but he
but
could have been jumping.
or he could have just been inertiaing like through the air. So
Yeah.
still no. Can Mon-El fly or not? Still no confirmation on that. But I don't know what the problem is. Just show him flying so we know.
They don't even show him fighting. They don't even show him flying, are they?
He implies that he can fly, but you never
He
actually
should be able to
see
fly.
it.
He can fly in the comics, from what I remember.
That's what I mean. I'm confused because he always talks about how he's gonna fly, but he never seems to fly. So it's like I'm confused whether he can or not. So yeah, there's a bit of a psychic thing going on. I mean, the subplot for the episode is so dross. I mean,
I don't even remember what the subplot is. What is it?
Oh, it was Margaret and Alexandra and the girlfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, oh, Christ,
So
something like, yeah, whatever.
So I haven't got I'm really insecure. I haven't got a problem with you cheating. I've just got a problem with the fact you never tell me like important stuff like this. Blah 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 blah. It's like, come on, knock it off. So yeah.
Why would she? I don't get it. Why would it? Am I dense? Am I Maggie, or like maybe I am Maggie in this situation? Because that was me. I wouldn't tell anyone either. Right? It's none of your business.
Well, it's like the fact that like if you're rolling like that, like don't mention, because she's acting all hurt and stuff like that, yet she was readily like, oh, I can't even remember what the other girlfriend's name was, but she turns around and hollers her in the street like, yo yo yo, getting gas. It's like if I was in her situation, I wouldn't have turned around and hollered at her. I mean, if she's so intent on keeping things like on the down low, then you know what I mean. Bye. You walk straight past. You don't be like, yo yo yo, open a can of worms. That's craziness. So yeah, there was all that blithering stuff, and then they kind of another instance of, oh, we're gonna make a big deal of something for 5 minutes and then just forget about it at the end of the episode. You know what I mean? They're hugging at the end of the episode.
Maggie with that and her thing with her parents. She's like Shia LaBeouf. You know what I mean? You know, he using that phrase like, I don't want to be a celebrity anymore, but then he walks around with a bag on his head like, everyone look at me.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like, desperate for attention. Like, maybe I'm hoping she goes crazy, but I don't think they're gonna do it.
Why couldn't they just make her like normal, like no baggage? Like, why can't she just be the girlfriend?
Boring, though, wouldn't it?
If it's boring, full stop. This is boring.
True.
You know what I mean? Just like forget about it, man. Like,
I don't know. I think I'm not into it either, but from what I can tell, like, fans of the show are super into this thing, so you're going to see more of it.
Every time they feature heavily in an episode, they argue over something. They drag it out for the episode and then resolve it at the end. Just don't bother bringing it up if you're going to resolve it so quickly. I mean, they kind of did that with Kara and Mon-El. Like, all of a sudden, they can't live without each other.
Oh, don't.
And then you've got Terry Hatcher like just mugging off Krypton every 5 minutes. Like, they're in the Fortress of Solitude, and then it's just like,
the Fortress. Right. What? Superman needs to take control.
Yeah, he needs to stop
twice now. 2 times this dopey cow has let a supervillain into his house. Like, what is up with that?
And she like mugs it off as well.
No.
Kryptonian hell on earth. It's like, yo, it's actually quite nice. I tell you what though, them Psis were pretty sick, right? The Psi swords, Kryptonite, they were pretty sick. So yeah, Kara got juked by one of them, and I mean the mother's out of control. I mean, like, I would have smacked if I was Mon-El. I would have smacked the mum. I'm sorry,
Mon-El doesn't hit anything in the show. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry, but she kind of pushed me to my limit in this episode. She's just like, she's just having none of it. I mean, is like, I mean, she stabs Kara. He decides to get on the ship. Oh, he sacrificed himself to save me. Blah blah blah. So they get on the ship, and then he's talking about, oh yeah, let's go back to Daxam and we can make it better. And then she's like, yo, I'm putting you in the dungeons. You know what I mean? I'm putting you in a cell for 4 years until you change your mind. So you kind of had that, and then she was just like going off at everything. I mean, recall they bring, I think they bring the portal from when Kevin Smith directed the last episode, which had his kid in there. They brought the portal back, so they teleport onto the ship. Then you have Martian Manhunter. He was sick when he was fighting. He battered about 3 people on the trot, and then I think he got a little overwhelmed. But that was pretty cool when he punched him in the leg and he kind of backflipped. That was pretty sick. So they had a fight on the ship. The Psi Swords came out again. They had the little Kryptonite effect. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I mean, they end up. I mean, the set pieces were pretty cool. I mean, it was a very action motivated episode. So then, bit more boring stuff with the 2 girls. I mean, then eventually, will they, won't they? Then Mon-El finally gets back to Earth. The dad lets him go, and then right at the end, the mum stabs the dad. So now it's just her, you know what I mean? So even though they've left up Earth's orbit, so they're somewhere right now. Or she's somewhere right now.
They were still around Earth, though, weren't they? I think you can see Earth in the background.
Yeah.
From the ship. So they're just like, they've left a bit.
Yeah.
They've gone a bit further back. That's it.
So yeah, and then she's like, she curses Earth, so to speak. So yeah.
So I guess I'm guessing she's the big bad for the season, or maybe it's what's her face, Wonder Woman, who's the president.
Oh yeah, it turns out the president, Wonder Woman's an alien.
Right.
Some weird, bold-looking, bulbous-headed alien. It's
Linda
like,
Carter, that's her name, isn't it? Linda Carter, yeah. So
yeah, it turns out she's an alien. Didn't recognise the alien, so
yeah, I don't know whether that's CG or just something new. I don't. It wasn't the same thing as before, was it? The invasion. It was something different.
yeah, something different. So yeah, whatever's going on there, but I mean, there's 5 episodes left, so I figure, yeah, they've waited 16 episodes to introduce the villain, but it's not as bad as Iron Fist when they did it. So yeah, so we've got a villain for the last 5-6 episodes. I think it's just 5. I think it's 22, and we're on 17 now. So they got her. I mean, they'll probably have to have an episode where they save Wonder Woman from wherever she is. What the point of that alien being her is, I don't know. I mean, what's their intention? She kind of didn't want them to attack the Daxam ship, so maybe they're a part of that. Maybe that it's all linked together. Let's talk numbers.
I'll go over 7, but it was okay. It was pretty good. I still think my problem with the show overall is it's just so heavy-handed sometimes. That kind of bugged me a little bit.
It's crazy feminist. It's just every bit is like crazy feminist.
I don't mind, but it's just like intensely feminist. You know, Buffy was feminist as well, but
Mon-El getting
like every man was super emasculated when I watched the show.
Exactly. Mon-El, get in the kitchen where you belong. So I'll give it a 7.5. It was above average. There was some hot sequences in there. So yeah, I figure that next episode's going to be a drag, whatever it may be. And then yeah, who knows, it will hot up towards the end of the season. Maybe throw the mum in the Phantom Zone. She needs to get slapped or sent in the Phantom Zone, because this is the kind of show where really Supergirl's not going to kill anyone. Because I would have just blew up the ship. Sorry, but I would have blew up the ship. You know what I mean? I had enough of it in that episode. I mean, the mum's just crazy. I mean, she's going off at everything. So yeah, this has been the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And we'll see you in the next episode.